What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today we're having a look at the super boss this time around against the Demon King UTA. Of course, we have the regular bosses as well. I've already uploaded a video talking about the 10-star difficulty. Make sure to go ahead and check it out. We had 3 different teams for all of the variations. Ended up going relatively well. But just at the start of this video, I wanted to talk about the event itself, because we haven't actually had an opportunity to talk about the new free-to-play Shanks that we get by playing the KIZUNA. So, of course, even though UTA is the boss, that's actually not the free-to-play character that you get. If we go over to the KIZUNA exchange, I'm currently on the last box right here, but you can get your skulls to super evolve your Sai Sabo, or your Strength Sabo, into Sai Sabo, and you can also get the evolution skulls and the copies of this Shanks character. So this is the Shanks that you'll get from the box itself. Make sure to get all of the rainbow chests before moving on to the next box, so that you ensure that you get all of the evolution skulls and all of the copies of the character. This is the only way that you can pick up this Shanks, and I believe you'll get the exact amount of copies to rainbow the character, max level limit break, and you definitely want to rainbow him, but considering he's a free-to-play unit with super tandem, which is wicked. So this is the 5-star Shanks, and he does super evolve as well. We'll talk about him in a moment. This guy with his special 5-turn paralysis, 5-turn resilience, 5-turn threshold, and a 2.5 chain boundary for 1 turn. The chain boundary only will cap out at 6.0, which isn't really that great, considering a lot of summonable characters that have chain boundary effects will cap out at like 35 times. So they really do restrict the amount of damage potential that you can actually reach with this guy. But still, it's a very good free-to-play special, and of course it gets buffed with his super evolution. His free-to-play captain as well is pretty good. We'll talk more about it when he super evolves, and he actually has a very interesting support attaching to Beckman, Lucky, Ruyasop, and Uta, giving them a 1.25 base attack boost until the next battle, which is the exact same support that Dex Anniversary Luffy, Strength Anniversary Kaido also have this type of support for those specific characters. So overall, this is actually a pretty good unit. But let's go ahead and have a look at his super evolution. So in order to super evolve him, you do need 5 of the skulls, which is relatively hard to get, but of course if you complete some of the missions in the KIZUNA, you do get given some of these. And here we have Shanks. Very, very cool artwork, and this is what he does. He's a Sai Cerebral Free Spirit, captain ability, 4.25 times attack to Sai units with a matching slot, 4 times otherwise, 1.3 health, boost the chances of landing Sai in tandem the higher the HP is, which is interesting, and then also makes tandem slots matching to your Sai characters. And then the special with the upgrades now becomes 6-turn paralysis, 6-turn resilience, and 6-turn damage threshold removal, with a 2.75 chain boundary capping at 8.0, and the bottom row slots are changed into tandem. So it's a very good special. Like, 6-turn debuff removal is not that common, and to get it on a free-to-play character is immense. This is a really nice upgrade to the character. Of course, with his potential abilities, he has pinch healing, he has critical hit, but super tandem. Let's go ahead and break this one down. Remember, this is a free-to-play super tandem, so you can activate the level 5 ability when you have the chance. You need 2 characters on top of Shanks in order to get this to activate. Luffy, Beckman, Lucky, Ruyasop, Rockstar, and Uta. So all of those characters can proc this effect, and you get a tandem attack boost of 1.5 times attack to Sai characters for 1 turn. It is a little bit interesting that Uta does count for this, considering we don't have a Sai Uta in the game. That actually could be legit, like the next super evolved character coming for Uta, because we were wondering, you know, Uta is getting some type of new form. Maybe it becomes a Sai character that synergizes well with this Shanks. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, the support does not change, and his rumble abilities, he's got Sai attack 5 and blow away percent up level 5, and a 32-second CT that does 2200 fixed damage to 3 targets. He also targets your Sai teammates for a 10% heal, and if you have more characters on your field than the opponent, then he does a large horizontal range 1500 fixed damage. An interesting character. If you don't have many good Sai characters to run in Rumble, this is a very solid option to do that. But overall, I'm just really excited that we finally get a Giga Chad Shanks in One Piece Treasure Cruise for the Film Red celebration. I haven't actually seen if he has an ink effect. I don't think he does. I really wish he did though. This artwork looks so freaking cool. I'm really happy that this character is free to play, so everyone will get a chance to, you know, use this character, get their hands on him. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead now and jump into the super boss itself against the 3 different variations. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We've got two separate teams for the Sai variation in particular, because I wasn't really too certain which one I liked better. I think actually this team you're seeing here, the first one, I did like slightly better, but I'm still not really 100% certain at this point. My own Kaido isn't at level 5 super tandem, so when we use the secondary team, I end up using my own Kaido as the captain. So, you know, it is what it is, right? And plus, even with this one, I'm using Kaido as a friend captain, and it is my own Kaido because no one had Kaido up for some reason. It is what it is, right? But either way, this team is pretty wicked, and, you know, obviously we need to do enough stall, and the thing is you do need Kaido and Hancock, Nami, Robin to be max limit break expanded, max cooldown. They need to be as low as they possibly can, otherwise you will not be able to use this team effectively. You do need to do all of that stall, and before you move on to stage 2, make sure to use UTA so that you'll be getting the huge attack and orb buffs when you reach the final boss stage. Here on Battle 2, there is 20 million HP, there are badly matching slots, you get hit with attack down, which is why we have the page 1 support on X Drake to remove that. And then on the third stage, there's going to be 8 turns of attack down, which is what Hancock, Nami, Robin are here for. And also there is % damage reduction, a 1-turn rainbow shield on the enemy, but we have the killer support attached to Kid, which is able to remove that, which is great. And with this team, I mean, there's just so much damage. You can inflict increased damage taken. You have the super tandem ability of Kaido, which activates, giving a striker boost on top of everything else. And you have Yamato, Kid, and Uta, who are all strikers and all in, so they're going to be hitting extremely hard with those Wano slots. We have a huge color affinity boost. We have Uta's attack and orb boost. We have increased damage taken and the increased damage taken conditional boost via Kaido. It's just, Kaido is just a beast, man. I love this guy so much. Even on KIZUNAs where he isn't even receiving the cooldown, he's still that guy to go to. This guy's just an absolute monster. The second team here is also for the Sai fight, so I have two different teams for this Sai fight as I mentioned at the start of the video, and it's relatively similar to the team that you guys would have just seen, but instead of using Kaido as the friend captain with Yamato, we're going to be opting to use, you know, 2 Utas on this team. And remember that Uta gets double stats because she's boosted in the KIZUNA. Another good thing about this team is that with Uta and Kaido as captain, we can get super class Striker and super class Cerebral activated for Uta at the same time, so that's actually pretty wicked that we're able to do that. Unfortunately, because of everything in the way that the team is structured, we actually can't get Uta's final tap to activate, which is a bit of a shame. Would be really nice if we were able to do that, but look, it is what it is. And of course, remember to do the efficient stall for Hancock, Nami, Robin, and also for Kaido, and ensure that you use that Uta special before you move on to stage 2. So when we move on to stage 2, we can actually use the secondary Uta special, which will give us the full board of slots, the locked orbs, and the 1.4 times chain multiplier boost. And then when we reach the final stage, we can use all of our specials to get the, you know, the increased damage taken, the conditional boost. We can get the tap timing effect that Kid also does, which is a really neat effect. So it's essentially the same sort of team, but with some very, very minor differences between them. But depending on your team comp and what you want to go for, you can do something along these lines. Of course, if you don't have Hancock, Nami, Robin, or you don't want to opt to use like a super stally team like this, Robin and Jinbei are going to be really good as well. They can remove a lot of attack down with the supports that you have, can also allow you to get rid of more attack down, like the new Brook support or Franosuke support attaching to Robin and Jinbei. That's going to be a relatively good way to get around the attack down. Now we get to have a look at the versus strength fight, and of course Shanks is definitely going to be one of the most ideal characters to be using in this quest. We also have the Usopp and Yasop. Remember to start on Usopp so that we can super swap into the Yasop to get the full resistance down effect. With that Brook support to remove even more attack down, we have a couple of other key supports for removing attack down. I think are we actually running the Corazon support on Law? I think we might be. And then of course the free-to-play Uta gets around the Despair on the final stage. It also gets around the attack down that does occur a little bit later on as well. Ben Beckman is also going to be really cool because we can get the chain boundary effect as well as a really cool orb boost just to enable us to get through the stage 2 fight a lot easier. And Shanks' super type special is going to make this stage much easier as well, being able to switch the enemy into a strength type so we have type advantage, making it a lot easier. And of course when we move into stage 3, what actually happens is all of your beneficial effects are removed. So I was actually kind of concerned about that because I didn't want to rely on Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo's orb boost that they give us, because their orb boost isn't as good as some of the other characters we have on our team. But by doing this, it means that when we reach the final boss stage, the orbs are removed, but we will keep the chain boundary because chain boundary is considered to be a negative effect. And remember that if you activate a chain lock or a chain boundary on the final boss stage, then you get given lots of debuffs. So make sure to not do that. And of course we have Luffy attack boost, Law is our orb boost, Law does the tap timing thingamajig too, plus we also get access to the super cerebral effect, so the whole left hand side of the team, Shanks, Uta, Beckman, Lucky Roo, are all cerebral, so they'll become super type and super class, so they're going to be hitting extremely hard here. And we are optimizing the super tandem of Law rather than Shanks because I couldn't find any level 5 Shanks captains during this time period, but this team just hits extremely hard, and it's probably the team I'll be actively using throughout the entire KIZUNA, unless if something else crazy shows up. Now we can go ahead and have a look at the final team, which is versus the Int fight. Now we are using the brand new Super Evolved Sabo on this squad, and he's a pretty cool character and works pretty well on this team, of course, giving us a huge color affinity buff. It's going to be very, very nice to have. We have a couple of key supports as well. You know, obviously Koala's a nice addition to the team because when we use the Special Sabo on Battle 2, we can get rid of the despair that is inflicted to our captains, so don't have to rely on a Rayleigh support or anything like that. We also have a lot of really cool ways to get rid of attack down. We have the Brook support attached to the Usopp and the Yasop. We also have the Strength KIZUNA Rare Recruit Chopper attaching to Sanji, and that support actually removes 1 turn of attack down and 1 turn of paralysis whenever you're inflicted with it, and we do get inflicted with 1 turn of paralysis on Battle 3, so that's awesome that we can just get rid of that via that support. And then the special of Sanji himself does remove an additional 4 turns of attack down, so we have 1 from Chopper, 3 from Brook, and then 4 from Sanji's special ability itself, and that gets rid of all 8 turns of the attack down. And then we also have Yamato. So Yamato is enabling us to get Wano slots. Also increased damage taken is able to be applied to the enemy in this fight, which gives us just free damage, so why not? It actually works out pretty effectively. And I know that some of my Alliance members are trying to work on a team using the 8th anniversary Dex Luffy as a friend captain and trying to use his super tandem during the same turn. I'm also trying to construct a team utilizing the brand new Shanks that we got from the KIZUNA as well. I think that might be a viable option too. But that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.